The owner called us to look at a GPS issue, and his GPS was not powering up, and then his trim tilt was not working. Like it would not move at all. After talking to him and looking at the actual GPS setup, the GPS that came with the boat did not actually hook up to the bracket or the plugs and everything that were installed. So who knows what previous people did with that. Talking to him, not knowing the status of the transducer and the condition of the GPS that obviously wasn't gonna power up or work, we decided to install a whole new transducer and GPS. The GPS is already mounted, installed, working. New transducer is mounted, installed, and obviously because of some of the work that we wanted to do, the owner didn't have a trailer, so we had to bring it to the yard. The troubleshooting that I was able to do at the actual in the water was to troubleshoot the trim motor, which is this little guy right here, was faulty. So that's why it wouldn't move. Our original plan was just to pull it and remove the motor, get a new motor. They usually run around $600 to $800 depending on where you can get them from and the type that you get. So that was supposed to be the cheaper, quicker fix, but like everything, once we finally got it out of the water and we started getting into the trim tilt assembly, as I took the motor off, nothing but salt water came out, which is, if you can see, a lot of these seals have started to bulge out. And this has been sitting in the water for so long, so there's been some salt water intrusion into it. A couple different fixes that you can do for that is you pull the whole trim tilt assembly. Because the motor was shorted out, we were still gonna have to get a $700 motor and replace that. But now that we know that there was salt water in there, that meant that we're gonna have to purge it, put in new seals, new cap.
Back downtown today, anyways, we're going to look at a couple boats. We got the first one, we're gonna look at the ice maker. There's Matt pumping ice. And then the second one, we're going to go look at some air conditioning units that are tripping off on low pressure. I'm not sure why or how, but the guy got 3 units that are all tripping off, which is, I don't know. They're not connected, so I don't know. Something happened. Anyways, we'll get a look at those. So come on, let's go. Half shell raw bar. They've got great buffalo shrimp in there. Sometimes I grab some for lunch. We will start with the ice maker. I got these little guys too. Okay. So I got the ice maker on. It's making good water. It's using water. The tube is cold and I can see ice being pumped out. So we're gonna let this run. Every time I go there, the ice maker's working great, as you can see from the beginning of this video. But we were standing on the back deck talking about it, and Casey goes, "Matt, did you hear that?" I said, "Yes." And so we pulled open one of the fish boxes, and you can see in the picture that the hose came off the nipple on the ice box and was dumping the ice in the bilge. There was also a maddening fresh water leak in the boat, which turns out to be the ice that was getting pumped into the bilge instead of the ice box. Every time, you know, you get ice back there, then it would slowly melt, and then the next day you would have fresh water, but we could never find the leak. It ended up being that ice melting in the bilge, and we put the hose back on the nipple, put a hose clamp on there, and it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
So what we're doing today is we've had to disconnect it from the motor. Unfortunately, most outboards have a transom bracket where you can just lift this up, lock it into place. This one did not have it, so that's why we have it on this stand here so it won't fall on us. So far we've managed to disconnect the tilt ram, which is the one that's actually hard mechanically connected to the outboard. That's just 2 retaining rings, and then you pop the shaft out. The bottom comes out. If the motor is still connected to it, you actually have to electrically disconnect it from the trim tilt relay, which is up here. And that's just 2 wires, pretty quick and easy. But we already have this off because we were planning on replacing it and wanted to inspect it, and that's when we found all the salt water. So we just got to get the pin from up here off, which is already off. And then now we have to get this bottom one on, which is almost always the most complicated one because that sits in the water. So there's a bunch of rust and buildup in there. But once you get the 2 side bolts out, you could just take a punch and a hammer and just get it out.
Okay, so the complaint was that all these units were going off on low P5. They're actually going off on a high P5, which means that there's a cooling water situation. So we got to go down here and find the saltwater pump and strainer and see what's going on. Because remember, I think I've told you guys this before, the air conditioning on a boat is almost the same as a residential unit, except on a residential unit they use that big fan on the condenser coil. On marine units, we use salt water and a saltwater pump to cool the refrigerant instead of the fan. Let's head down here, see if we can find the pump. Look at this, thank goodness. Oh yeah, oh fan, thank goodness. So that's our pump right here for the air conditioning. It's been running, but it doesn't seem like it's pumping, and from the amount of heat in this engine room, I can tell you that I don't know if it's putting out water or the strainer's clogged or what's going on. Not under that one, it's in here. Well, we are hooked up to a sea chest. So that becomes a big problem for us. All right, let me explain something to you. What is a sea chest? So sea chest is actually an open kind of box in the bottom of the hull, a couple feet, maybe 2 by 2, and it's covered with a screen. And that's where the engines and everything, the air conditioning pump, they take in seawater from. Well, the problem with those is you can't clean them from inside the boat. So I have to hire a diver now to come and take the screens off, clean that, because I have no way to clean it from inside the boat. That's the first step in this thing. So I just turned on the pump, and boy, it looks like I got zero water flow. All right, we're gonna see if I can pop this hose off here. See if we get water flow. This is the worst part of some jobs, is getting these hoses off. Oops, sorry guys. There we go. Now we're just gonna wait till that turns back on, and I'm gonna take that hose off there and see what's happening. Some stuff did shoot out of there. You see that? I don't know, some kind of stuff. So these things, if they trip out on a fault, they have a 5-minute timer or something like that. It's kind of a pain. Sorry, it might be the fan is blowing on me. I hope the sound's okay. I'm gonna go reset it, see if we can speed this process up. So I decided before I go any further, I'm gonna pour these 4 screws and take this fate plate off and see what the impeller looks like inside the pump. I don't expect it to be this. Oh, look at that. Wow. I would say there is no impeller left there. Look at that. Here's what's left of the impeller. It's all gone. Well, that's good news. I don't have to take this thing all apart. We just have to change out the pump. All right, we're done here. I showed you guys that. That's no good. So I have a whole new pump motor assembly at the shop. We'll get that changed out, and then I'll ask him if he wants me to just rebuild this one, put a new pump head on that motor, and he can have a spare pump on board. All right, pick this up maybe tomorrow.
Coming out all milky?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, it's not supposed to look like that.
Is that the oil?
That's the hydraulic fluid, yeah. This bitch don't want to go down.
I'd say we need a new zinc.
Yeah, it's on the... We're going to get that in there today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, the super lube was just out.
I use this thing for everything. I like it.
He was just lubing up some of the holes here to make it easier for...
So slide in a little bit better. Look at that. Goes in so much easier.
And you're turning 2 wrenches.
Yeah. So there's like the once that pin gets in there, unlike this top one where it's just like one retaining ring and holds it in. Once you get that in there, there's 2 bolts that come together and have these 2 large washers on there that hold it and stop it from sliding back and forth, but still allow it to pivot. So really all I'm doing is you tighten down one, and that's your counter pressure for the other one, so you can tighten it down.
Always perfect.
Well, nothing on a boat is ever perfect. I just sat it in there and I didn't clear the little lip right there. But that's really not a big deal because I just got to unbolt one side, pop it out, which is already lubed, so it'll only take a second to pop it out, slide it over, and then we'll be good to go.
He said, oh, I wish I was recording because I got shocked. Hey, look who showed up. Hi.
No, I just need that big ass panel in it there.
How are
What did
you?
I just do with my little hammer?
Got that first one done. I'm going to help Chris, and then I'm going to run over and get a hull number off of Lady Y.
Hang on.
Just watch your fingers.
Okay, I got this end, you guys.
So slide your way. So old trim's out, new one's halfway in. Oh my God, it doesn't want to come up. Oh, doesn't want to go up.
Why they make it so tough?
Some people used to ask me, why is this so tough? My response was, well, if it was easy, they would just send the Navy.
Oh, yeah, right. Nice one, huh?
Got him!
Ah, this coasty.
Oh, that's about purple. Look at that. Can you see through the hole? So totally Kentucky windage.
Nice.
Perfect fit. So now that we got it installed, it's all mechanically, it is hooked back up and into the boat. Now we just have to wire it in. The actual trim tail relay for these Yamahas is right here. I'm pretty sure if you've ever had a trim tail problem. Really what this does is, it's actually very color coded and it actually makes sense. Green goes down, blue goes up. What this is it's a DC motor, and all it does is when it's hooked up to here and to the right post, the relay actually reverses the polarity. So, and then whenever you reverse the polarity of a DC motor, it switches directions. If you were to put a multimeter on here to test the circuit and not the actual relay, you'd put your multimeter across these 2 points here, right, with it hooked up because the power is actually coming from here. You would see that if you were going up, blue to the sky, this would be positive and this would be negative. So you'd put your negative probe on here and positive on here, and then you should see positive 12 volts. If you keep your multimeter hooked up the same exact way and then go down, you'll still see the same amount of voltage, but the polarity will be reversed. So you'll see negative 12 volts and it'll be going down. Green for ground, blue for sky. And then there's usually a blue and a green little indicator on your relay. These are just these little clips. I can get the wire out. I want to save those. So whatever you take out, you got to put back in. Got everything in there. Got the 2 pins on there. Went ahead and wired the trim tilt motor to the trim tilt relay all the way to tilt.
Let's go down here. We got a boat. We've been working on it for years, and he says that his depth sounder isn't working. So the first thing I asked was, how long do you think it's been since they've done a software update? Because when the electronics stop working, that's the first thing you always do, is download the latest update and install it to see if it gets everything working. We got the boathouse there. That is Key West Bight Marina. And here we are. There we are. So now, should be able to take this little chip, put it into here, and there we go. Update software. There we go. The update takes a long time to complete and must not be interrupted. Continue. Yes. Notice, do not remove power from the device while updates are in process. If power is removed, the device may become unusable and may need to be replaced. Whew, let's not do that. Oh, the air conditioning is amazing. So I guess these vanity lights aren't working. Well, it looks like I'm doing it again tomorrow. I'm going to play hooky and go fishing. I don't know how successful we'll be because it's supposed to be, it's not so much the wind, it's the current right now. The Gulf Stream is right up against Key West. So it's rough fishing, both for deep drop and wreck fishing or bottom fishing. But we'll see what happens. If we don't catch anything doing that, we'll probably troll some baits. And I know the wahoo and wahoo and mahi have been biting, so we'll give that a shot probably and see what we do.
Still on our hunt for a project boat. We saw this one on the side of the road, so we decided to come and take a look at it.
They want $7 grand for this? No, not gonna happen. Maybe 3 or 4, but not 7.
We just saw the price on the sign here. Comes with a trailer.
Yeah, trailer's not too bad a shape.
Yeah, the trailer doesn't look too bad at all. They
actually,
got tape on the light though.
Yeah, taped up light. Yeah.
Painter's tape.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got a big crack right here of some sort. Looks like it has a new little cover. Definitely needs some work. I don't know what kind of paint job they did here on the sides. It's like they put bottom paint all the way up.
They rolled
I'm not
it.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something. Yeah.
It's rough, but
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess the search continues. I like this style boat. It's nice and small. It would work good behind our house. That's why I saw it the other day and I thought I'd stop and take a look, but it's got cracks on the transom and $7 grand. The engine is shot, or it's old anyways. Morning.
whose idea was this?
Mine.
What are we going to do again?
We're going fishing. We're going deep dropping.
We're going fishing again?
Yep,
Wow, you're getting spoiled.
I am. Especially when you go on a charter, you don't have to wash the boat when you get back. You don't have to clean fish. You don't have to unload anything. Definitely get spoiled on these charters. We're here with our friends from New Orleans, Al and Yvette. Well, that was a nice fish. Still is. Nice.
Guys, watch, clear the deck, Matt, please.
Nice.
That's a beauty.
Good job.
Nice job, guys.
That's good. That is so cute.
Nice blue line.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's a beauty.
Oh, we get 2 flags. Flag is right.
We're out there for a couple hours.
Yeah. And we lost a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But we got a wahoo. Yeah, man. Thanks, Brody. Appreciate it, man. So awesome day, guys. I was just talking to him over there. I said I'm probably going to try to book another trip. I want to try to go fishing at least once a month.
Let's not get crazy now.
Yeah. The boss lady.
Just once a month. If he was like saying 3-5 times a month, then maybe that's crazy.
That's
Once
like
month
that's
is
like a bad habit.
Yeah.
When Al's here, then he wants to go fishing then too. Like he said, oh, I'm going fishing on Wednesday.
Maybe twice a month. Friends come.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you know, you got to, dude.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yep.
I don't know. It's pretty hot out there right now.
It's getting hotter.
Yeah. It's gonna get hotter. Yeah. We got a cooler full of fish. We got wahoo, Kyle, and mahi. We had a great time with our friends Al and Yvette, and I've made the decision that from now on,
We're going to take you fishing.
yeah, I'm gonna try to go fishing once a month. Just because, guys, I used to do it like a lot, and work has taken over our lives. We are 2 very busy people, which is awesome, and we are successful, which we're blessed. You guys watching us is even a blessing, and we really appreciate that. Got to take a break, enjoy when we can. Anyways, I appreciate it. If anybody gives me thumbs up, that's awesome. Comments are even better. We love comments. I love reading what you guys post on our channel, and I'll get back to you. Appreciate it. Thanks, bye.